Hi, I'm Stephen Santilli, Assistant Superintendent, the Egg Harbor Township School District. And here we are today with another edition of Every Hand Together, Pursuing Public Health. Today we have with us Dawn Belamarich Berry from Recovery Centers of America.
Thank you
Welcome.
for having me. Thank you.
So, we'll start with the basics. I've had an opportunity to visit RCA. However, why don't you tell us about your role at Recovery Centers for America and what you do there?
Sure. So I am the Executive Director for Recovery Centers of America at Lighthouse. We're located in Mays Landing. RCA has 7 locations currently across the eastern side of the United States. We provide inpatient substance use treatment for adults at this time, and we also offer outpatient services. So really what that means is we treat addiction pretty much 7 days a week. We have a call center in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, where we take calls around the clock, and on holidays, weekends, evenings, and you'll get a live person to really help you, if you're struggling with addiction, get immediately into treatment. In Mays Landing, we have 133 treatment beds, so our inpatient stay usually lasts anywhere from 28 to 35 days, and the goal is to get individuals stabilized and then continue them along in our outpatient programs.
Okay. So in talking about the treatment programs themselves, let's talk a little bit about the adolescent client. So first, do you treat adolescent clients? And if not, if an adolescent would be needing treatment, where would you refer them to?
So right now in the state of New Jersey specifically, adolescent treatment is really a big push. There's not a lot of options. At RCA, we currently offer services for only adults, which is 18 and older. But we are working to bring adolescent treatment back into the treatment array that we offer. With that being said, a lot of the options right now go through the state of New Jersey. So there's a number, and I don't know it offhand, unfortunately, but a really easy number that will give you information. There is New Hope in Marlborough, which is inpatient treatment for adolescents. And at any point, someone who's looking for information can call Perform Care, which most individuals and families are familiar with, or 1-800-RECOVERY. And even though we don't provide adolescent treatment, we can, refer that individual in the right direction.
Okay. So a lot of what you're talking about, through my lens and the work that we've done in schools, I think there's, I think the perception in the world even today is that that if somebody came into the treatment center, that they're just going to be fixed within a week or two.
Right.
But let's talk a little bit about that. Obviously, that is not the case. This is a disease.
Right.
And I think that when you start thinking about sobriety, what does that treatment plan and program look like? Like, how long would it take if someone were to want to get help for their loved one or for themselves? What would that process look like, and how could they support?
So I like that you mentioned that addiction is a disease. It's not only a disease for that individual, but for the family as well. So that can include significant other, children, mother, father, spouse, etc. I think, the treatment plan really starts with the individual, number one, coming off the substance, which is really just the initial, sobriety stage. After that, it's really addressing the underlying issues that led that individual to use in the first place. So if that's any underlying anxiety, depression, trauma, relational issues, anything that occurred in their family when they were growing up. And, the treatment plans are really individually based. So what works for one individual will not work for another. It's really, the goal for us is to not only address the underlying issues that led to the actual use, but to ensure that the individual has skills. So, when they're triggered again in the future or any anxiety presents, that they have real positive coping skills to use as compared to the substance. So, recovery, sobriety, it's a lifelong journey. It's definitely not a 30-day, everyone has it figured out, congrats to you.
Yeah.
It's really taking this commitment to realize it's a brand new lifestyle. And, what works for one won't work for another, but also picking up a substance or drinking may not be an alternative for that individual because, they have the disease of addiction.